October day, my first October here, that I walked across the green, and I thought, am I really here? Is this really me here on this campus? This was beyond any dream I had had, so I knew right away I loved it, and the library just sent me over the top. I walked in there and I thought, this is my place. Well, I have to thank my good friends at Holyoke Community College, because I had moved to this area and I had been here about a year, gotten the kids all settled in school, and thought, I think I need to go back to school. It's really unfinished business hanging out there. As it turned out, Shirley Jolly, who was a dean at HCC at the time, was my neighbor. So she called me one day and she said, let's go. So I went over and signed up, and I got so much encouragement while I was at HCC to continue. I thought I'd probably go to UMass, and they said, no, you must look at Smith and Mount Holyoke. And so I did that, and I fell in love with this place, and here I am. There were 24 FPs, and at the time I graduated, there were eight of us who graduated, and I knew all of those people pretty well. So I majored in English, and I had, that time there was a steering committee, and the members of that committee would serve as advisors. I enjoyed being able to sit with a text for a week or so and just really talk about it and all the different meetings, and to hear what the other people in the class, I mean, I think that's the thing that probably would be disappointing to me about having a class online or something, because I really like being in the classroom with people and looking people in the eye when they're talking to you, and then get there, understand how they came to the conclusion that they did, where mine was maybe the complete opposite of that, and it was just nice to see how that all happened. I think that kind of discussion is so important wherever we are, but that's where I really started to value it. Well, I didn't have a lot of time to spend on campus because I was running back and forth to home. But one of the things that we decided, we needed to have a little more of a formal organization to bring people together so that the FPs could meet down at the house and just share their stories and just support each other in that way. So I agreed to be the first president of the FPSA. And we would bring speakers in. I can remember we brought several faculty members in to just talk about their discipline and what they did. And we still continue that thing today. It's called Making the Connection, but we bring someone in from the campus. But we did that. And we would have teas or things like little gatherings like that at the FB house, trying to bring our group together, even though it was small. We started working at it in that way. And Marjorie Kaufman, the director at that time, I can remember she had invited me for lunch at her house, and when I left she said, all right, now what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. She said, well, just guess. What would you really do if you could just do anything? And I said, well, I'd want your job. That summer after I graduated, we did one of those family vacations in Europe, which was just about as funny as Chevy Chase. And then when I got back and the kids went to school, I thought, what am I going to do? And out of the blue, I got a call from someone in the admission office saying they needed an interviewer part-time. And so I thought, well, why not? So I'd love to work there. So I went over and came over here and in this building where I am now. I had left the admission office after 3 years, and I went to the development office, and I was working there. And I had been in Boston on business, and when I came back, I got the word that Debbie Light had died. She was the director at that time, quite suddenly, and it was a complete shock to all of us. So in 1988, at that time, then the students were quite distraught, as you can imagine, and I got a call from the dean of the college. At that time, that was Joe Ellis, and Sally Sutherland was the dean of studies. So I got calls from both of them asking me if I would consider taking the job, and I was really still grieving. I couldn't think about doing that, and I was very happy in my job in development, but of course it came back in my head what I had said earlier, that this was the job I wanted. And so I thought about it, and I said yes, I would be honored to take Debbie's place and be the director. So that was 1988, and I just have enjoyed every minute. Doesn't seem like work. Well, I think this experience really helped me define who I was. I think I always knew that I wanted to go on to college, but I really didn't have any good sense of what the kind of education I got here would prepare me for. I think what I came away with, which is what I used to say, the education that I got is the one thing that is mine alone, and it really has helped me. It's informed me in so many ways about, it helped me define what I really care about, what's really important. So I think it helped me in so many ways to feel more part of the world, to have a better understanding. If I went somewhere, I understood the differences in cultures. I just had a much better understanding of the world and what my part in it could be, and even if it's a small part, it's something. Well, I think my really good fortune is being able to work with the women, meet the women that I meet every day. I'm inspired daily by the kinds of difficulties that people have had to overcome, or the kind of successes that people, to be able to share in all of that is really, has been marvelous. It's been marvelous. Carolyn and I have worked together all this time, and that has been absolutely fabulous. You're sort of meeting women at a crossroads, and they just need somebody to believe that, yes, you can do this, you can go on, and you can accomplish the things that you want to, or you can learn about the things that have always intrigued you. And to be able to be in that place as sort of a guide on the road, to say, you're on the right track, just keep going. When you get up there at the bend, you know, just stop and take a look to see where you've been. Just appreciate, look at that road I've traveled, and then you can look back ahead and see, what are the other things I want to do on it. So it's just been so rewarding. Well, I've been a strong advocate at the college for this program, and I think we talk a lot about diversity, and I think this program really represents it in just about every way you could measure diversity. And I think and I've had so many faculty members tell me what a bonus it is to have a Frances Perkins student in the classroom, because you know, you can bring a real perspective, a real life experience to the subject, and which is, you know, it just adds so much validity to what's being discussed. And so I get that a lot. But I've always been a big advocate for the program and the role that it plays in the college, and no one has ever really pushed back on that.